In this unit, you're going to focus on evidence and how it's useful throughout your policy analysis.
Evidence comes into play throughout the policy analysis process. In this beginning part of the unit, you'll be focusing on defining your problem. You've already started to define your topic. Now it's time to conduct your research to provide evidence that the problem really is worthy of governmental attention. In the coming learning units, you'll be focusing on policy goals and impact categories, basically tying the problem to the goals for the policy alternatives you're going to be evaluating. You'll also use evidence to identify other types of policies to consider going forward as alternatives to compare to your status quo policy. Then you'll be using evidence to guide your analysis of the alternatives in the status quo against your goals and impact categories. This entire project is an evidence-based analysis. Finally, you'll use that evidence from the analysis to guide you in making a recommendation to your client. As you know from your readings, there are a number of principles for making evidence speak. Evidence is only useful if it's something that a decision maker wants and needs. So it's important that you're going to identify evidence to support your case that a problem is worthy of governmental attention and provide the evidence to support your analysis that responds to the needs of your decision maker. You want to make sure that you're accurate in your reporting of the evidence and that you're not subjective. Third, you want to make sure that you present the evidence in a way that your decision makers and your client and your constituency can understand what you're talking about. You want to make the case to support your problem and to support the analysis, but you need to be objective and you need to present both sides of the issue. Fourth, next week you're going to be focusing on data visualization, and that's where the power of persuasion really comes in, because as you know, one picture can say 1,000 words. Finally, you want to be objective and transparent in your analysis. A policy analysis is not intended to be a biased document. It's intended to be an objective endeavor that's based on evidence that you collect throughout this process. There are a variety of approaches you can take to gathering evidence for your analysis. In this class, your analysis is primarily going to be based off of 3 types of data. Documentary research, basically reviewing articles, books, reports from government agencies and evaluation institutes and things like that. Internet research, which most of this will come from. And then finally, data that you'll be working on next week in the data visualization unit. For this course, you're not expected to conduct interviews or focus groups as discussed in Bardock and other sources as a potential source of evidence for your analysis. But I wanted to let you know that many policy analyses also involve some qualitative work to gather additional expert input into the analysis, the alternatives, and so on. For this course, you're really only going to be expected to use secondary sources. So mainly documents that you'll obtain through your internet research or library database research, and then data. More on that will be coming in Rosie's video next.